English. You did your matriculation from St. Anne's Convent School, Sonpur, isn't it? Thereafter you did your intermediate from Sai International School, BBSR. Then BJP College, BBSR. I have got very high marks, very high. So thereafter, what have you been doing?
Sir, after I was preparing for civil service.
Looking for what?
Preparing for civil service.
You could have done a master degree or something or other.
Sir, in 22, actually, I completed my graduation.
Yes.
And this is my first attempt at OPSC.
That was civil services.
Yes.
You passed with physics honors, isn't it?
Yes.
BSc.
Yes.
You didn't think of doing MSc or some post-graduation?
For the time being, I was actually preparing for civil service. So
Good. So you're watching movies, reading non-fiction books. Child actor in National Award-winning film Adim Richard, blue belt in karate, national level gold medal in karate. Where did you get all these medals?
I went to Haryana. It was national level Akhada Astedu competition in karate.
I see. So what is this? When did you do this movie?
I was in class 9th or 8th.
What is this movie about?
That is Adim Bichar. It is a sequel of the movie Salabuda by Sabyasachi Mahabhatra. That got the 62nd national award for best Odia feature film.
So what is the plot about? I am destitute with regard to films. What is this about?
So it was about Adim Bichar means ancient justice.
Yeah.
So it tries to give a message that justice prevailed in ancient time and also in tribal society. It was about the tribes, how their decision there was justice. So about that.
In tribal area there was
How
justice was functioning kind of thing. And you were what? You
was the grandson of the protagonist.
was the village headman.
No, he was a Kon tribe.
Yeah.
Atal Bihari Pandey was the actor. Because
I see.
he got the best
The
actor
cinema
award.
was in Konda language or what language?
In Sambalpuri.
Samalpuri. You speak Samal?
Yes, I am from Sonpur. So
You are from Som. এটা বুঝি নাই পরীক্ষা তাকরি এখন পোস্ট কুইজ কাই নাই পড়লে
sir, I was thinking of preparing for civil service. So
এটা টিকে
break नहीं कर लगा
sufficient होंगे. Why did you have easily done anything postgraduate side by side prepare for civil services? One subject also would have been taken care of.
I actually took it's philosophy. So I started studying philosophy, so I got more interested towards it. So
continued
So let us talk about philosophy. What are the philosophy? Whose philosophy you like? Your favorite philosopher, for instance?
I like Shankaracharya's Advaita Vedanta.
Advaita Vedanta. So, what is Advaita Vedanta is in English? Advaita philosophy.
It's non-dualistic.
Non-dualistic philosophy. So, which are the dualistic philosophies in Indian this thing? Karachi.
One is
Dvaitavada, Vishishtadvaitavada.
Yes.
So, Karachi.
Vishishtadvaitavad is Ramanuja.
Ramanuja.
Dvaitavad is Madhavacharya.
Madhavacharya. That's have the difference come?
The same thing they are actually interpreting in a different way. The same, that is, they are actually trying to reconcile between the absolute monoism, that is Brahma, and the plurality of this world. So Shankaracharya,
that is, monism means non-dualism.
Yes.
Let us call it more accurately,
Yes.
right? So yes. So, but what do you believe now that you have studied so many things? Whether there is a God and human being, their difference, microcosm, macrocosm, they call it in English, or they are all one. What do you think?
sir,
Sorry.
I actually more believe in Shankaracharya's point of view. He said that in this level of reality, that is Vyavaharic level, there is plurality. But when we reach the next level of reality, that is Paramarthic level, there is strict monoism. Everyone is Brahma. When we get the idea of Brahma, we actually become that Brahma.
That means you believe that Tattvamasi, Sohamasmi, and
Yes.
all this kind of. So, but this is your studies about Indian philosophy. How many types of Indian philosophy? How many divisions are there? Tell me.
That is from Astic school. It is 6 division.
6. What are they?
Sankhya Yoga, Nyaya Vaisesika, Mimamsa and Vedanta.
Sankhya, Nyaya, Vaisheshika,
Sankhya Yoga.
Sankhya Yoga. What is it otherwise called?
Sankhya philosophy is different and Yoga philosophy is different.
Yoga. That is simply call it yoga. That will be easier to understand. Then finally,
Nyaya Vaisesika.
Nyaya, Vaisheshika, and these are 5.
Mimamsa Vedanta 6. And other
There is Purva Mimamsa, there is Uttara Mimamsa.
within Mimamsa.
Within Mimamsa.
Vedanta is known as that is later Mimamsa.
Right. So now, did you study Western philosophy also?
Yes.
So who is your Western philosopher favorite?
I like Immanuel Kant's concept.
Immanuel Kant. So what did you know the main point of Immanuel Kant?
He actually reconciled the existing rationalist and empiricist
The
ideology.
main difference between what do we call this anyway, who is a modern Western philosopher who rather tried to integrate parts of Indian philosophy like our Buddhist and all this what you said into Western philosophy. What's the name?
Western philosopher.
Western philosopher in mid 19th century or thereabout. He brought in a lot of Indian philosophical concepts into Western philosophy mainstream.
So exactly I am unable to recall what I think.
Do you remember Arthur Schopenhauer?
No, sorry sir. I am not aware.
Schopenhauer अपन जानते philosophy. Schopenhauer, Arthur Schopenhauer. So his concept of will is something like borrowed from when Indian philosophy reached Westerners, translation etc. He did it. So Immanuel Kant's philosophy is one is phenomenon and the other is noumenon. What are the differences between the two? What is noumenon? What is phenomenon?
So, phenomena is this practical word. He
Yes.
says that our knowledge is actually limited to phenomena. And noumena is about the concept of soul, the world, and the concept of God. He says that our mind cannot.
I'll tell you the difference, proper difference. Phenomenon is what within our abilities we perceive, perception, and then noumenon is called thing in themselves. Are you getting a bit
Yes.
on all this? Immanuel Kant, when you are showing very important.
The concept of that agnosticism. That our mind is finite and we cannot know the noumena.
What is the difference between Hegel and Marx, for instance? Main difference, I think.
There is idealistic dialectics and materialistic.
Materialistic dialectics. Okay, so much for philosophy. You are from Sonpur, you said, isn't it?
Yes.
Sonpur was one place where about, which year it was that? About 30-40 years ago, the population was actually decreasing. Have you heard of it?
So
If you see the census of 1960s and 80s, the population was actually decreasing. Now I heard that it becomes a district headquarters. Its population was somewhat increasing by now. So what is the reason of so much backwardness in Sonpur?
Sir, there is first is the I think that is connectivity, accessibility to the areas actually. And in recent time actually there is very good infrastructure that is going on.
Has the railway line reached Sonpur?
Yes, recently the railway
From Sonpur side.
from Holangir side. It came.
From Palangte, same Sonpur.
So recently only it came.
Yes, yes. And
Then I have to say hunger also it is an issue.
I mean, let's say agriculture. Kind of.
Yes, agriculture.
So why Lower Suktel project is not getting implemented? What is the reason?
Sir, the exact reason actually.
Eh?
And the Suktel. Sorry, sir, I need to.
Acha. Now, please tell me, there is a demand in Western Odisha to create a separate state called Koshal. What is your opinion about this, or how do you, what exactly is it?
Actually, the main demand is because of the developmental deficit,
Yes,
imbalance in regional imbalance.
Yes.
That is one reason. Another reason is the concept of the cultural differences.
yes.
That is two reasons.
Huh.
Third main reason is the inefficiency of the Western Odisha Development Council. whose headquarters is in Bhubaneswar. So that is the three reasons. But I personally think that regionally actually there is developmental diversity, is correct, but that can be actually solved instead of actually creating another state. There is developmental diversity.
Is there a cultural difference? What are the cultural differences?
So cultural difference is there, but I would say not only particularly Odisha, but in India we are actually diverse country. So
We are talking about coastal districts and western Odisha. So the point is there is linguistic some difference.
Yes.
Linguistic some.
Language.
Is there a feeling that the highlights of western Odisha culture and development is not sufficiently reflected in the pan Odisha things? Is it correct?
No, sir, I don't think not reflected, but I think it is reflected. The Sambalpuri song, the Band Sadi and all that, they are actually getting international recognitions.
But Sambalpuri song is now the 24 hours it is coming in radios and that kind of thing, isn't it? Most of the Oriya channels are thriving on Sambalpuri songs or the rhythm and all this, and that is what I see, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you think the Sambalpuri language has rather now it is becoming less and less spoken?
No, sir, I don't think it is lesser spoken, but earlier there was feeling that we need to speak in the other language, the place we are going. But now actually they are speaking in their own language, the place anywhere they are going in the whole country also. So I don't think that it is lesser spoken.
But I was there about 40 years ago. So that time, if you do not speak Sambalpuri language, it was kind of people not used to like it. Thereafter about 35, 36, I went to Sonpur or wherever it is, and I found that in offices at least most people are not speaking Sonpuri. They are speaking in the, so that is why perhaps I thought at least in official circles this thing is less now. Somehow I have that sort of feeling. Oh, now tell me some of the cultural things that is in Sonpur that is produced, which is very well known.
Sir, the temples is famous.
Temple. Yes. No, what I am saying is that clothing, for instance,
Yes.
which is very famous,
Yes.
Pata, etc.
Yes.
That is produced. What else? Something similar. What else is produced in Sonpur?
Sir,
Acha.
unable to.
What are the tribes that is there in Sonpur district?
Sir, Kond tribe there also.
Kond is there.
Kond is there.
Then
And Sora, I think there.
Solar Puri Sonpur. Solar Puri.
Near to both in that Kandhavan area.
Mostly Konds are there. Then
Konds.
who else? Gond Achandi basically. Some places.
Sir, I am unable to recall.
Huh?
Unable to recall.
Unable to recall. Right. Now tell me, the agricultural, most of Orissa people, their this thing in livelihood is agriculture. But their productivity is very low, like 66% of population of Odisha, the livelihood by agriculture. But the contribution to Odisha's GDP is only 26%. So that's a very important thing to increase, otherwise a lot of people. In Sonpur, etc., also a lot of Dadan labor are going the neighboring area. What can be done to improve agriculture in Odisha? And particularly in western Odisha, because after the rainy season or over hot season starts, people start moving to other places for work. What can be done?
Sir, first I think we need to actually change our approach to actually focus more on agriculture by actually engaging agro-based industries like that, like food processing industry, and proper incentives should be given to diversify crops. More purely cereal centric cropping pattern.
Less out of paddy.
Yes, so diversification of crops that will be essential, and also focusing on allied sector like livestock and all, that is also essential, because only focusing on that particular agriculture and cereal centric agriculture, that is actually damaging the soil also, and also unable to produce income, that is also. And I think infrastructure also, that is essential to actually ensure connectivity, that is, and the awareness creation is also necessary.
What about irrigation? You didn't say that.
Yes, sir, irrigation also.
Irrigation also. So while tell you the person of Sonpur, somebody told me that if you can, the soil there is more or less similar to the Nagpur soil, like black cotton kind of thing soil. They said that little irrigation can be brought in there. So a lot of these santras, they can also. Is it have somebody started santra growing in Sonpur? No.
Sir,
So you are not aware of it. So that can go okay. Now tell me, have you heard of Bhima Bhoi?
Yes.
Where is his place in Sonpur?
The
Name of the village.
Bhima Bhai Mahima, that
What is Bhima Bhoi's village near Sonpur? Where is his big this thing?
I'm unable to recall.
Khaliapalli, no?
Khaliapalli, yes.
Have you ever seen that?
No, sir, I have not gone, but
Huh?
I have not gone there.
They are not. Tapre, you have studied Bhubaneswar ଆପଣ ପଢିଛନ୍ତି physics or subject. ତ ସାର୍ ପଚାରିବେ ତାପରେ you have done karate national level and all this. Why the sporting performance in Odisha is not up to mark?
Sir, I think first the basic necessity of the people is not fulfilled, because of which they are actually focusing more on getting employment, and sporting actually is not considered as a source of employment for people. That is one of the reason. Second, the social issues, that is people belonging to the lower strata who are vulnerable, like tribes and other, they are actually unable to pursue sports as the one of the
But
reason.
curiously, most people from Odisha who go to national or international, large number of them are only Adivasis, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, the only player in Indian hockey team is Adivasi, isn't it, right now? And many Adivasis used to play in Dilip Tirki, etc.
So I think they are skilled, they have proper skill, but I think we need to channelize those skill properly so as to actually get the benefit out of them.
Schools, many schools are there. They hardly any sporting ground.
Yes, sir. Sir, in sports, I think they are actually the social cause is main cause, because of which sports they are actually considered as a hobby, not as a sport, as a profession. People are more focused on actually.
Don't you think that our people do not encourage our local sportsmen, which was there earlier? I mean, we watch cricket, but a local level tournament when it happens, not many people watch it, or they are never televised, something like that. It doesn't encourage ground level sporting activities.
So they are happening, but they are not coming into light. I think
They are not coming into light. Right, sir.
So you have opted philosophy as an optional.
Yes, sir.
I have a question in my mind. Do your job, do not expect the result. Do you believe in this theory?
You know it.
That is the concept of niskam karma. That is, they are actually not saying do not expect, they are saying not attaching ourselves with the result. And more like,
If you do not aim at a result, how the intuition will come into your mind that I will work.
sir, not expect, I am not saying we should not expect, but we should not attach that our happiness and the sense of sorrow should depend entirely on our result. I think if we focus on our duties, like we know that we don't have control over our result, but we actually have control on our actions that we take. So I think as as in Gita it is said that we need to focus on karma. So without being affected by success or failure, that is happiness and sorrow, one need to actually focus on his duty. So
If I do not expect, if an expectation is not in the mind to start first in my class, or I will get a first class. That is my expectation. So if that expectation is not in my mind, how the intuition will come into my mind that I should work hard, labor hard, I should study 4 times.
So I think instead of aiming to become first, I think we should try to do our best. So when we try to become first, that doesn't mean we will be our best version. But when we try to become our best version, I think we can become first. So that motivation to actually become our best, give our best, actually will
The result will be automatically best.
automatically.
Do you think that Gautam Buddha he had done a right job so far as his renunciation is concerned? He left his parents, he left his palace, he left his wife, he left his son.
Yes.
Buddha, do you think that he did not have any job for his wife, for his son, for his parents?
No, sir. I said he had responsibility also, but he took the responsibility of the entire humanity, and he said that the concern of all the people of the world is more than the concern of his personal, that is his parent, child or his wife. So if anyone is actually doing the work by considering the actually outcome of the entire humanity, then that will automatically benefit his own family.
So when he renounced the world, did he think for the benefit of the whole world he is doing something?
He tried to find the reality, that is the Four Noble Truth from which actually yes, that he found there was actually multiple causes. From philosophical point of view, actually he tried to actually analyze what is the cause of suffering in this world. So he will try to find out the true cause of suffering, and his nirvana, that is salvation, is entirely different from that of the other Indian school.
As a father, was he successful? As a husband, was he successful? As a son, was he also successful?
Sir, as a person, as a great philosopher, if he was successful, then I would say he was successful as a father and as a son. Because if we say that every individual have multiple role, as a husband, as a child, or as a father, but when an individual is thinking the problem of the entire humanity, I think he's actually considering everyone as his child and as his father. So he actually would say successful father and successful son.
What is the importance of Khandagiri? You mentioned Khandagiri. Have you visited those places?
Yes, sir.
What is the importance of
Jainism.
Jain elements, Jain caves?
Yes.
Can you tell me who constructed the Khandagiri caves?
Kharavela.
Another question also in my mind. Gandhi said, "An eye for an eye will turn the whole world blind one day." Was he right?
Yes, sir. I would say he was right because it was actually talking about the punishment from the point of view of like giving.
He was talking about punishment or forgiveness.
No, he was talking about forgiveness, but like he said that we cannot. We need to actually think about that is reformative justice. Instead of punishing an individual for his crime, actually we should actually try to reform him. The individual.
One is committing crime, and we forgive. So the odds it will increase in his mind to commit more crimes, isn't it?
No, sir, I don't think because no one is actually born crime. We need to actually analyze the situation he is doing. But Gandhiji also said that jails are actually the corrective center and not the punishing center. So when we are putting someone in jail, actually we are trying to rehabilitate him to the society to actually make him a better person.
So can you analyze an eye for an eye will turn one day the whole world blind?
Sir, this also we can compare with the categorical imperative, where if we are punishing someone for a particular thing, we will be also punished someday for a minor mistake. So if we are actually expecting that we should be given one chance for our mistake, then we should also give other people the chance to actually rectify the mistake. We should not punish only because he have done a mistake. We need to actually analyze the causes and all.
If somebody hurts us, we'll forgive him. Then next time he will hurt us, we'll forgive.
Sir, punishment also doesn't actually act as a deterrence, effective deterrence. Even also person by punishing, we cannot guarantee that he will not hurt another times. By punishing, we are actually trying to generate fear And without, by forgiving, actually, we are trying to generate a love for us and respect for us. So Gandhiji's point of view was from that perspective. We need to change the mindset of that individual, not generate work through fear, but through love.
As a civil servant, what would be your qualities or what would be your duties?
So qualities.
What are the qualities which you have to possess with yourself?
So first, I think integrity, that is the most essential. Having a consistent adherence to moral principles, that is one. Second, I personally think I have one, that is a positive mental attitude towards life. Whenever there is a problem, actually, whenever there is a failure in life, I see it as a guiding experience, and success then is leading experience, I would say. And third, I would say the teamwork. We need to work not as a like boss, but as a team work. Collectiveness, I would say, we need to work. And that is another is the empathy and compassion. We need to understand the real problem of the people. And that will actually help us to actually deliver what the people need.
Thank you.
Hey.
Have you ever failed in your life?
Sir, I don't see this it's a failure. Rather, I would say it's a learning experience. Like when we are having a target and we are not able to achieve, that is actually considered as failure. But I don't think it as a failure, but as a learning experience. So,
Thank you.
Okay. Now, this question